Hello and welcome to MGP303. Shut your face, right? Podcast cancelled. It's done. We wanted people to listen this week. The amount of people I've had get in touch with me and saying, oh, it's a bit rough for them two without you there, isn't it? And I said, yes, it is a bit rough, but don't worry, Kev's back this week. And then you go and crash the intro like an absolute pervert. And
nobody had that conversation.
In the dark hours.
Nobody had that conversation with you.
Don't worry, boys and girls. Kev's back. It's episode 300, part 4. Shut up, Sheepdog. That's the subtitle of this episode. Pab, when you're putting this up on YouTube and iTunes and wherever else this stupid thing lives, it's episode 300, part 4, subtitle Shut Up, Sheepdog. Have you written all that down?
Kevin, that is a bit aggressive.
Anna's here too, by the way.
Calm down.
I will not.
He's upset that nobody noticed you weren't there 2 weeks.
Shielded your delicate disposition from all of the hate that's come our way. The porn site that we used to host this on is it's been inundated with complaints about the quality of the last few podcasts. I thought you were buying that back anyway. It's still just full of boobs.
No, we did have it for about 5 seconds 2 weeks ago.
It's not got boobs on it. It's just got, if you go on there with epilepsy, you're basically going to die. It's pretty mental. They've just filled it with flashing lights. It's insane. It's like a disco. They probably bring up our site during discos to get everybody going. Yeah, I tried to buy it, but apparently some site in China bought it at the same time I bought it, and their company bought it first. So there we go.
I mean, it looks cracking.
It
does look very cool, actually. I mean, there are no boobs on it now, which is different, I guess. Perhaps that's what people were complaining about. All I know is I was getting lots of complaints, and I assumed it was about you two.
Is that because they kept saying, where are the tits gone? And you were just like, but me and Anna.
Yeah, perhaps people, I see. I see where I'm not wanted. So, how are we all on this fine week? Anyway, am I allowed to do that bit without being interrupted? I like the fact you managed to protect me from saying the one episode that I'm fearing the most as well, because I wouldn't be able to say it properly.
There's many levels to it. When Pab said to me, do you know what episode number it is? The first thing that went through my head was, he can't say this number. He's going to make a fool of himself. I need to step in.
I'm dreading 30 episodes time. That's going to be even worse.
What, MGP?
333.
No, 300 part, what was it, 34?
Yeah, 300 part 34, exactly. We're using the correct numbering that I assume you've been using in our absence.
Something like that.
Good. So are we all marvellous? I assume everyone's been waiting patiently for me and Anna to return. You two have just been sat there not leaving your computers. Just not really sure what to do. Just waiting patiently.
I don't know, really.
Yeah.
Feel like we deliver them more concise, rounded podcast.
Concise, Sheepdog.
They weren't that concise at all, were they?
They weren't. They were some of the longer ones that we've ever done. We're over an hour and a half each of them.
Nip that nonsense in the bud this week. This is going to be a tight 45 minutes, and then we're off.
Okay, good.
Goodness me. Sheepdog wandered over to our side of town today, by the way. He wasn't. I was a little disappointed with the whole thing. Me and Anna, we're getting straight into games because we've been away so long. We're so desperate for it. Me and Anna have been out and about doing a bit of poking over the last few days because I saw a gaggle of losers hanging around Peterborough Cathedral the other week. And Sheepdog told me that apparently people still play Pokemon Go, which was news to me. But I downloaded it and had another look. So me and Anna have been, when walking Dave the last couple of days, wondering about discovering all of the new Pokestops near our house and the new Gime that's just down the road. And we've had a whale of a time collecting all these Pokies. And we were enjoying ourselves, going about our business today, took over a Gime the way we are wont to do. And I said, I hope Sheepdog doesn't turn up here and see this. He'll see that we're in a gym and he'll realise we're playing his stupid game again. And Anna said, don't worry, I've just texted it to him to show him. To which he replied, I'll be there in half an hour. I've got nerds to hang out with, or words to that effect.
Yeah, I was doing a Mewtwo X-Raid. It's funny, actually. She sort of texted me, going, we've got a new gym near our house. I was like, yeah. I'm looking at it at the moment on my game, thinking I've got to be there in half an hour. It was a bit weird. I sent like 4 messages. She sent me like one about Pokemon Go, and I sent back an essay going, "Yes, I'm aware." Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh man, I responded with too much information. And then I just assumed you wouldn't be there when I got there, but I literally got out of my car.
We were just finishing our walk, and we saw there was already a gaggle of people forming at the bottom of the little hill that's over there. We since discovered they probably weren't anything to do with it because they were still there an hour later after you lot had all left. So I think they were just having a sit down, but we thought, oh, the crowds are forming. Let's go and troll some nerds was the basic conversation we had. And we wandered over there, and there you were, strolling across the field, inexplicably wearing a T-shirt but a pair of formal shoes.
Yeah, I put the shoes on that were nearest. They were the ones I would have worn to work if I had have gone to work today.
I see. But, yeah, there was Sheepdog yelling about catching Pokemon in my hood, and then all his little Pokemon friends turned up. It was a sight to behold. There was a little gaggle of them there, and
there was a surprising amount of people for a Friday midday. I mean, the last one of them I did on a Saturday, there was like 50 or 60 people there. So I was surprised that many turned up. A few turned up after you'd left. I was there. We had to wait for everyone to get there, and we were there for ages. By the time I got back, I was like, my lunch break's pretty much over. Yeah, I was miffed because it took like 3 seconds probably to beat it. It was about like 30 seconds to beat it, but we waited for the crowd.
Right, you need to explain to me what a raid is, because if I'm going to start playing this game again, which I have got a £50 Amazon voucher burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm tempted to get a replacement for my little bracelet thing that I broke, because I can't play it without my little bracelet.
There's a new one called a Gotcha now, which I was considering getting, that does everything for you. You can literally just wear it, and it does all the catching, all the spinning, all the...
I want to press the button. I like the button.
Right. But, yeah, a raid's just like a boss battle. You meet up with other people, and you do it. You all attack it together, and then... When you beat it, you have a chance to catch it. Well, once you've beaten it, you can then try and catch it, and it's more powerful than the other ones. So then it makes taking down gyms better and easier. You said earlier you took down the gym. You added a Pokemon into an already yellow gym, you liar. Because
We took the gym down yesterday.
Well, you didn't take it down today because friend...
it was already yellow.
My friend had already texted me saying, I've made the gym yellow. When are you getting here? And I said, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then I saw you and Anna had put your Pokemon in there and thought, oh, God, they're going to fill it up before I get there. And that's why I left 5 minutes early so that I'd make sure I could guarantee my slot. Because in the raid, you get an extra 2 or 3 Pokeballs for being in the gym. So we yellows always like to get there and claim them.
Bunch of nerds. Yeah, we took it yesterday, representing the custard team. I think.
Yeah, Team Custard, that is the name. Out at the weekend on Saturday, they've got a day where you get to do, I think it's like, you get given 5 raid passes, and you get to catch the Custard team mascot, the Mustard Bird.
Nice.
Captain Mustard is known as in the scene. But yeah, so that might be worth your while, because then you really get to know what raids are.
I still don't see the point of this raid nonsense. Why do I want this Pokemon? I don't care.
Well, because
you have him.
No, you probably don't. They're really strong. Basically, I said that already. Well, because then you
benefit me.
Well, they're soon to be adding in fighting each other.
They've said that 2 years. They said that 2 years ago, and I last played this game.
Yeah, but they've officially said it'll be out by the end of the year. Fighting. They've added trading in now. They've added in friends. When they said 2 years ago, we've got a plan for this game that's going to keep it going for the next however many years it was. And even I laughed. Even I was like, bunch of fools, release it all now and make hay while the sun shines. But they've literally done the opposite. They've made hay on their own time. And it seems to be working. Apparently they've got as many people playing it now as the first week it came out. I can't
find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I can't decide if I believe that. But then every time I read
Do you not remember walking around Nottingham that summer and everyone was playing it? There's not a chance that we were just living in a Pokemon bubble that summer.
No, but if you say that, but I was smirking at it, and then I've just gone out today and seen you and Anna walking around playing it, and I'm thinking, wait, what? You sent me a picture of the cathedral where there was a ton of people. You know, when you sent that, I was walking around deeping with a group of about 15, 20 people, and there was other people dipping in and out who couldn't make it at the start or were at work and came later or whatever. And that was it was 10 till 1 on a random, I think it was Sunday, the last one.
Perhaps the difference now is that nerds are just doing these nerdy little power walks together, whereas back then everyone was playing it constantly. So you could argue if you've got people who are logging into it once a week to go and do a power walk, then that's still an active player. Whereas back then everyone always had it open. We always had our wires coming out of our pockets to keep. I know you probably still do that.
Yeah, I still do.
Those of us who turn it on for 20 minutes a day don't require that.
But that's it, isn't it? Anna said, how often do I do raids? And I said, probably a couple of times a day. And there's always the same sort of size team at all the raids that I go to. We send out a message and then loads of people meet up. Because it's summer, it suddenly has gone up again. We've noticed a lot of new people come in. We've had to start writing tutorials in our little group because so many people are asking, frankly, dumb questions, like not questions that I'd expect you to ask, like, what is a raid? Just odd questions. And you're like, no, it's never been that way. Have you ever touched this game before? Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, it's getting a bit tiresome having so many new people, but it's nice because some of them might stick around. And we imagine the second it'll get cold, everyone will disappear again and we'll just go back to grinding for a year. But they're apparently releasing the new wave in a couple of months.
Good, because I've basically caught them all now, as you know. Basically,
you should do the quest. You probably haven't done that yet. The Mew quest.
I don't know what that means.
There's like loads of tasks you have to do.
Yeah, we've been doing them. That rewards thing, Kevin.
Splendid.
Don't evolve a Magikarp until you've been asked to evolve a Magikarp, because I evolved mine. But I evolved my second one like a week before the Mew quest came out, and then it said get 400 candy and evolve a Magikarp, and I only had like 10, and so I had to spend.
I haven't seen a Magikarp since we were stood next to the Thames 2 years ago.
There's one yesterday, Gavin.
I never saw him.
No, when we were in the car.
Well, I was probably driving, thus not seeing them.
You told me not to get anything, so I didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, keep an eye on that. That's good fun, because it, yeah, they make a bit of story out of it, and the new story bit should come out possibly this weekend, apparently. It's all in the game. They've been taking it apart and checking what's in the code, and that's in there now, so that'll get people back in again as well.
Splendid. Well, that concludes my gaming for the last 3 weeks.
That's not true.
We haven't done a podcast since I messaged you about my endeavour to buy a couple of pairs of shorts for my holiday.
I mean, this is a momentous occasion because, as we all know, you do have a wooden leg and you're never nude.
Yeah.
I assume these shorts to wear under your jeans.
So when I went to buy them, the website said that if I spent an extra £20, I could buy now, pay in a year. And at this point, I had 3 pairs of jeans on there, so I added a 4th pair on, and it didn't go up to £20. It was like a pair was 15, I suppose. And I thought, I need another £5 to spend. What on earth am I going to do to spend the extra £5? So I just got a Nintendo Switch, and yeah, I've just got to buy now, pay later. I'll sort it out in a year, and it arrived in the post earlier in the week.
Splendid.
Kind of just snapped. But I got 4 games with it. I got Mario Rabbids, which is not how I remember it when we played it, Pab.
Why is that then?
Can I just interrupt this broadcast for a moment?
Go
Anna,
on.
you know we've got a Switch.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where it is?
It's in the window.
Not in the little dock thing out here where it's supposed to
No,
be.
it's in the window.
There you go then. Continue.
Or is it? Did I steal your Switch? Yeah, I remember us playing this, Pab, and just handing a controller to each other to take on the Rabbids team. Where's that mode in this? Because I sat down to play it with my children, and we ended up just doing the story. And because there's 3 characters you play as, we just swapped the controller between us for them. But I remember us having a couple of Rabbids and Marios that we.
Let me think now. So we played last year at EGX, didn't we? So that was a much more advanced multiplayer level than what you unlocked to begin with. Remember rightly, we went back to the hotel and we had to play like the tutorial levels, which are much more simplistic.
Right. So, because I'm playing it at the moment, and yes, it has been a tutorial, but does it then become more advanced game, just normal main story?
I think so. I presume. Sorry, hang on, say that again.
Was the multiplayer in the main story, or was
No.
it you unlock better multiplayer versions?
Yeah, you unlock more. There's like quests in the multiplayer thing, from what I can remember.
Okay, because my son was just happy. Bosco was just happy to play it. What's really, really bizarre? What's the robot called in it?
What's the robot called?
Yeah, the little circle thing that.
No, now you're asking me.
Beepo or something.
Sounds about right. Something like that. Yeah.
He basically just went, "I'm going to be Beepo," and I was like, "What are you on about?" And he said, "I'm going to be Beepo." And I was like, "What are you saying?" And he was like, "When we play rabbits, I want to play with Beepo." And I'm just like, "But how do you know that's a character?" And he's like, I know all about this. I know everything. And I talked about it on a vlog, and this isn't an advertisement, but he keeps telling me, "Oh, I know everything. I know stuff." And I tried to test him by asking him how the internet worked, and he basically explained it in very basic, loose terms, and he was pretty much spot on. And I don't know where he knows about Mario Rabbids, but he was telling me about the characters. And then when I put it on, thinking he was going to look like a fool, every character he mentioned was in this game. And I assume he must watch it on YouTube, but I've never seen him watch it on YouTube. Are these characters more famous than I thought? I thought the Rabbids were just an Ubisoft thing.
It is.
Yeah, but a little Ubisoft thing, I mean.
No, it's a big thing in the sense of...
For them?
It's a kid. It's quite a big thing in general. It's like Minions for Ubisoft.
Hmm.
So it's quite a big thing.
Because
the
he was
Evo thing isn't. It's that was new for the Mario and Rabbids.
I have no idea. Then maybe he's gone out of his way to watch a few videos in preparation, which is pretty clever, really. And I don't know where he's getting this knowledge from. I've been testing him so often; he does seem to know a lot, or he just says, "I already knew that." But he was well excited to be on it. But then my daughter wasn't impressed that she was basically playing as a third of my team, and I was doing all the walking and the pressing A between all the cutscenes and stuff. But yeah, if the multiplayer works properly like we expect, then that's great.
Yeah, I think so. From what I can remember, I think you have to unlock each level. Like you have to play a level, and it unlocks the next one. And you have to play through each level to get down to the next level in the list, sort of thing. So I don't think you can just start at like the high end stuff, which seemed like that's what was being shown at EGX. Okay,
that's handy because my next game I was going to talk about was Mario Kart 8, and my mild criticism of that is that when you go into the multiplayer, it's literally all unlocked. Every player's unlocked. Every variation of the player is unlocked. I was a little bit confused, really, that I basically don't have to play it to play it, which is good because it meant I could just crack on and have fun with the kids. But normally you have to play the game to get that as a reward. And my other there's two things that I found odd about it. A, when you use they're called Joy-Cons, the little ones. It was treating it like they were in steering wheel mode, and I had to go and look up online how to turn that off. Again, we were playing it as a family, and Bosco was really good, then suddenly tragically terrible, and was just dead last in every race. And I couldn't understand how he'd gone from being so good to so bad. And then I found out it was because the controller he was using was acting like a steering wheel. So when he was trying to turn left and he moved his hand, it was just messing him up. Yeah. So I managed to turn that off. But what I'm also finding, because I was sat there shouting at him so many times to use his weapons or stop, press the accelerator, you need to accelerate to move. I was taking my eye off my own race, but you can't go off the edges in any of the races. You just can't seem to fail.
Yes, you can.
Really? Is there a way to turn?
There are certain tracks that there are no like barriers on the track.
Well, I know you can sort of slip through the cracks and some of them into the lava, but what I mean is more, I don't know, like Rainbow Road, you can't go over the edge.
Oh, you can.
Is there a setting, perhaps? Because
I tell you what, you might be on RC mode, radio control mode, which is designed for younger people. You're not just flying up. Yeah, go on.
There's a picture where it has the car and then like a little like a wire antenna coming out the back.
That's the one. You want to turn it off because
Excellent.
it basically keeps you on the track, pretty much. You don't go shooting off. It's designed for kids.
We reached a point where Lampup was getting really annoyed with me winning every race. So for the last couple of races, I literally just sat there and didn't steer and held down the accelerate button and was so confused as to why it kept me on the track. I was just baffled. I was like, how am I not going wrong on this? But now it makes sense. I was obviously in RC mode and I didn't know that existed.
Yes.
So what we're essentially saying is I was already giving them a massive leg up and they just suck. They need to get, I mean, she did get a lot better actually. The gloves were off towards the end and she was still beating me. No, I'll fix that because we've had great fun this week playing that. I also got Pokken Tournament, which I'm enjoying, but I feel like when Bosco and I played it, I mean, he was beating me. I was trying to beat him and he was beating me, and we were both just button mashing, really. And then I tried to learn the moves, by playing through the story. But it's not like normal fighting games where you kind of fight 12 fights, do the final boss, the job done. And you could just, in Tekken, you just kind of recycle that with every character. In this, you're just fighting the D League and you have to beat 20 people to be the D League champion. And then you do the C League challenge to get into the C League. And then you do another 20 fights. And it's like, so you're telling me I have to do 80 fights to get to the end of this and they're all pretty much the same. And it's very clunky between the usability on it is really clunky. It feels like, they've not put that much polish into it. Like maybe by Pokken 5, they might have weeded out all these silly little clunky bits, but I don't know. Plus I've got something like 2 million Pokken coins and absolutely know where to spend them. There's no Pokken shop. I don't understand. It's telling me, oh, you've just gone over the 1 million coins mark. And I'm thinking, yeah, but the reason I've got that high is because you haven't told me where to spend them. And I've looked all through every menu and there's no shop. So I'm confused by that game. It almost feels like a demo of what they might want to make when they make Pokken 2 or whatever. Well, it's still fun, but
it is technically is Pokken 2 because it's a re-release of the one for the Wii U.
Well, there you go.
All the stuff like out in it, I think, if I remember rightly.
It even has like DLC where you can buy, I think it's Blastoise and another Pokemon. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why would I? Because ultimately it doesn't seem like any of these, like in Tekken, they'd have a story and you'd get to see their little video at the end about them winning or whatever. But these Pokemon aren't people off the street who've just joined in. You're a specific trainer who seems to have Shadow Mewtwo in his team already, a Darkrai. It's like, he's got the most ridiculously overpowered team ever. They might as well just hand him the trophy because there's nobody with a better team than him. It's very, very odd. Again, that one was all unlocked. I could play as literally any Pokemon from the beginning and just go through the league. So again, I don't really get what I'm playing it for. It's fun. The multiplayer was the reason I got it, but story-wise, it's very limited. I haven't opened Mario Odyssey yet. I got that.
What?
The reason I haven't opened it is because the kids wanted to play all the multiplayer games. I'd planned to play that and Rabbids with my wife, but then we played Rabbids with the kids. So at some point we'll play Mario Odyssey. I don't know whether to play it myself and kind of share it with her or do what I did with Mario Galaxy where she played it and I just watched and did other things. And when it got hard for her, I did those bits. That was fun, but I feel like it was a 45 quid game. I don't really want to just watch it.
No, definitely. You want to experience that game.
But then she doesn't get to, so I don't know. Maybe we'll have to just... Is it what, we can both... Or is she the hat?
No, we want you to... Yeah.
I don't think she's going to want to be the hat.
Can't you just both play it separately?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're not both in the house at separate times to do so.
But it's a handheld device. You can just play it whenever you feel like it.
Well, like I take it to work and then she plays it all evening or something.
Well, just if you're both sat there in the evening and, for example, you're doing a podcast, she could play the game.
She's watching tennis.
She probably doesn't do that every Friday.
She does during tennis season. And
my point is, you could both just play it. You playing it doesn't exclude her from playing it.
Yeah, no, you're probably right, but
I'm definitely right.
it's just the way we seem to act. Like, I know she'll just never play it if I play it. We've not completed Detroit yet. She hasn't anyway. I have, obviously. She's near the end, but yeah. I mean, I can segue there because I know you two have been playing that and you finally completed it.
Yeah, well, I finished it the last time we did a podcast, I think. But Anna, you've now finished Detroit, haven't you?
I have. It was excellent. And that's all I can really say because people need to play it.
What I did notice watching Anna's final hour and a half is every moment of it was entirely different from what my final hour and a half was.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Completely different, which just shows again how wonderful that game is.
I do remember we did talk about it with your playthrough because whilst watching my wife play it, so you said to me you can kill Connor, 8 times and get an achievement?
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know he could die at all until the end of my one, because of a mistake I'd made earlier in the game. Whereas she's got like 2 or 3 gravestones in her garden area. And obviously you went for the set apparently. But
no, I only had 2.
But did Anna get many or?
Who, Connor?
Yeah.
I killed him on the first thing, and then I went through him with my second one all the way through. My playthrough was delightful. All my people
Anna
survived.
Was a psychopath.
Yeah, but they all survived.
Did you? So
at what cost?
Were you very anti-human race then, or?
Yeah, she was a total terrorist.
No, no, Kevin. I was trying.
Be careful not to spoil it, because
I tried to be nice all the way through, and it still didn't work. So I just went the other way, and it still turned. Because Kevin goes, "Oh well, I went the other way," and it turned out the same-ish. Just a bit. The ending was a bit different.
The outcome was
turned around.
Exactly. Very different.
Well, she influenced Anna's game, did you, by telling her how you did it?
Oh no! It did it afterwards.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, afterwards we were talking about it, and there's obviously certain pinch points where it has to kind of come back together and go in roughly the same direction. But how you get between those points is completely up to you.
I felt a bit like by the end of mine, I was almost certainly virtue signaling rather than doing what I do. Like, you'd have had to do it the way my game played out. Any being that followed that story would have had to have had massive balls of steel. And there were so many points where I know that if it was me, if it was little old Sheepdog in the game, I would have absolutely bottled it. But by the end of the game, I just felt like, I can't believe I pulled that off. What a frigging legend I am. But looking at it thinking, you had a massive touch there, mate. That was a complete fluke. I felt like I guess everyone must feel that something like that in the playthrough. The game must just make you feel like whatever you've done, unless you're absolutely trying to get a train wreck of an ending, it must try and make you feel like you got a spectacular.
Oh, mine was utterly spectacular. But completely different from Anna's.
Yeah, completely. To what he was saying. So, and I'm fine with that. I was happy with how it ended, and I was happy with my choices because it is about becoming human. So I went to become human, and then Kevin's like, "You're a psychopath." I'm like, "Well, I'm not," because I tried that. So I tried this because in today's age, you can go one of 2 ways and still get the same outcome. So I just
You're not wrong, Anna. You're not wrong. I think I did exactly the same as you.
Pair of psychopaths.
It's Carl pushed me in that direction. I'm sorry.
Carl was dead from the first scene in mine.
That
That was one of the big shocks when Anna went to see Carl, and I'm like, "You what? This was a graveyard in my version."
Yeah, there's my wife did the same sort of thing where she just pressed a different button to me in that one scene, and Carl was like, "What have you done?" And I thought, "Hang on, mate, you killed over here." And I was just I didn't know he could survive. I quite enjoyed the graveyard scene in mine because of the sheepish look the sun gives you on your way out. Like, hang on a minute, ain't you the bloke who killed my dad?
So what we're saying is Carl's evil, and those of you who got to meet Carl, he turned you into a terrorist.
Wow. That's interesting.
I
can't wait to see how my wife's game turns out.
It is fascinating.
I guess we need to do the spoiler cast at some point because we're all desperate to spoil.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard some really insane things that this game has in it that I never even saw.
Like car stuff.
Yeah. The weird one for me is how much of a big deal the blue button in the garden's supposed to be for a lot of people who played it, and I didn't have any part of story that would have included it, and I was reading about it on Reddit.
I thought that was interesting because at the bit where you need to touch that, Anna looked like she wasn't making a beeline for it. I don't know if you knew. We haven't talked about that. I don't know if you knew.
Oh, no, I knew it was there. I pressed it in the game.
At that point of the game, I just went, well, obviously I'm going straight back to that. Right, I'm there.
Whereas I never had a reason to press it at all, ever. It just...
I don't think I did.
I'm going to my wife, walk over to that blue bit and press it because I don't know what it does. I pressed it every time I entered this room and it never did anything. And I'm fascinated by it because I was just waiting for the opportunity to use it and the opportunity never came. And then I ended up just seeking it out on Reddit and it was like this massive sprawling sort of potential train wreck that you could have gone down. And I thought, how did that not happen? But I don't know. I must have answered the question a certain way at a certain point just to avoid it.
There we go. Spoiler cast coming soon, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Detroit before we do spoil it because we're getting very close. Talking about buttons. Buttons are scary. Have we got what other gaming stuff have we got then?
I'm playing Defiance 2050.
Are you playing that?
I am playing it right this second. I saw it.
Why?
Because I was like, oh, Defiant. I played Defiant before.
I put 100 hours into that old game.
Duress. Because we were getting so many free copies of it that we had to play it.
Wacky.
So it's now free to play, so you don't need to buy anything before. Yeah. And I started playing, and I was like, this feels familiar, this looks familiar. And the whole start...
Is the TV show still going?
I don't think so.
No.
The whole start of this is exactly pulled from that game all them years ago on the PS3. It's very strange. So I never played a lot of the first one because I wasn't really into MMOs. But I've been playing it since we started the podcast, and it's just a generic. Here's a quest. Go and shoot some people.
Yeah, it sounds just like the first one.
Yeah,
No,
it is. I think it's just the first one, just a bit more
strange. It's a bizarre. It's like a complete update and revamp of the game. It's a bizarre thing though, because it realistically is dead. So I don't know why they've done it.
People playing.
I imagine there is.
It took me 9 minutes to get in.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people.
Wow.
But yeah.
I put over 100 hours into that game.
What's wrong with you, Pab?
And there's loot and stuff. Like I'm picking up
loot and
stuff.
Thought you meant loot and stuff.
What's loot and stuff?
I don't know. What are they doing looting?
What's the stadium called?
Airport, Nebworth Road.
There you go. That's in the game.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
But I mean, one of them stumps where I'm playing everything and nothing really catches me.
It's not Nebworth Road. It's something else. It sounds like that. It begins with a K. Luton Ground.
Kenilworth?
Anna, carry on. Yes,
No, it's all right.
Yes.
We'll listen to your bizarre thing
Kenilworth
about
Road. Yeah, there we
roads.
go. I couldn't have lived with myself getting their ground name wrong.
Why?
Because I made a damn fool of myself. Edit that out, Pab. Kenilworth Road. There you go. Put that bit in instead. Luckily, no one corrected me, so that's all right.
Because no one cares.
I cares.
No, I don't care.
I'm a football aficionado.
No, you're not.
I'm an expert at these things. I'm the king of the lower leagues.
Apparently not.
Well, not that low, clearly. Hello, Luton fans.
Have you started? Are you the fella behind FM Counts?
I wish I was.
You've been engaging them a lot on Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like I should. I like to start a beef. I haven't really ever had a proper Football Manager community beef, so I thought this was my time to take a stand. Because someone's trying to make money off the people I try to make money off of, the swines.
Well, they're giving sound advice, like release on a schedule.
Yeah. Oh, Anna, there's that you don't even want to know. No one wants to know. It's just, this total tool bag has turned up offering advice for Football Manager content creators, which is, by the way, the smallest target market any business could ever have. And they're just trying to charge people money for blindingly obvious advice. Like, have you tried making good videos? That's a good way to get people watching them. Stuff like that.
To play what?
It's £1,000, please.
Anna, if you use the best quality equipment you can, people will be more likely to watch your videos because they will be able to see and hear you.
Oh,
Right.
Let me write this down.
Yeah.
Whoa. Both of you owe Sheepdog 40 quid.
You do, to be fair, you do. And anyone listening, I expect all the checks to arrive. But, I mean, we are mocking them whilst doing the ropiest podcast anyone's ever heard.
Yeah, but we're not charging anyone for it.
No, you're right. No, yet. Those checks, those POs are in the post, I assume.
Anyway, Anna.
Yeah.
To Kenilworth Road.
Oh, for goodness sake. So as I was saying, I'm in one of them things where I'm playing a lot of things and nothing is worth playing. So I've bought a 200-day subscription to Final Fantasy Online and I'm bored of that already.
So hang on. You only bought your 200-day subscription yesterday. Why didn't you just buy a 3-day subscription?
How was it yesterday, Kevin, when it was like Tuesday?
Oh, my mistake.
Friday.
Why didn't you just buy a week's subscription? Why a 200
Because
you do nothing by halves, do you?
Because it would have charged me monthly. This way, I could have got 3 months.
6 months up front.
No. They gave me like loads of days free and loads of in-game stuff. But I'm just playing it. I'm just like, I've done this before, so I'm bored of that. I'm going to play some more because Andy likes to watch it for some bizarre reason. And then I played some Elder Scrolls Online, and that's just boring. And I'm just bored. I played
some rimming. None of this online nonsense. Just do some good old-fashioned rimming.
I played some Batman, and again, that was boring me stuff.
Have you tried playing a game you've not played before? Because that might be why they're boring you.
But there is no games I've not played before.
Back catalogue. These are the greatest hits of Anna. You're going to be on Borderlands next.
So I've bought Batman again, but I've bought the is it the night one? What's that called?
Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I've bought that, but I've bought it on the proper console that I like to play on because on the Xbox it confuses me still. So I bought it on PlayStation.
I think the Batmobile's still in it, no matter what console you play.
No, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's my dyslexia, but I cannot for life remember where the buttons are. And then when it's in that, because I got like right to the end of it, and then you have to go around shooting that vehicle. I just can't do it because the buttons just get me every time. And it's not because I don't like the Xbox. I do. I play on the Xbox most days. But for the love of God, I can't remember the buttons. So I bought it on PlayStation for like £7. Yeah.
It's not bad at
I
all.
thought that was right.
Yeah, it's quite a decent price for such a big game. Yeah.
So I've got that to play. Well, when that comes, and then I think that's it. I think I'm that bored. I'm considering doing reading for uni. I don't go back to next. I'm that bored at the moment. And
what on earth? If you read, you'd get even more bored when you went back and learned the things you read.
Yeah, because of because of what's happened with my family and everything. It's just, I don't. Pardon?
People have been telling you to do Twitch for years.
No one will watch. I have seen people go on there and they have one person. It's so sad.
There are people who don't already have 5,000 people watching them every day like you do.
To be fair, you're also sat playing it in your living room with no one watching it. So, you know, that you're below them at the moment. One person's improvement, you know.
Anna, I sat on YouTube earlier this week playing the Football Manager transfer window, which for those of you who aren't fully up to date with Football Manager, that's the bit where you really aren't doing anything. There's no games happening. I streamed for nearly 3 hours of not a single game. And there was hundreds of people watching at all times. In the middle of the day when people are supposed to be at work and school, people would watch you playing games on Twitch. Do Twitch. Do Twitch now. Start streaming right now.
Can't do this right now.
We'll pack this in. No one listens to this anyway.
I'm sure they do.
Yes, they do.
That. I like to say no one's listening because then they tweet us and tell us they're listening and it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I liked how many tweets we got in the week saying that we'd done a good job. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good old internet sarcasm. So, any more on the gaming front? Pab, you don't seem to have played any games. You're not pulling your weight anymore, little fella.
I played a game that you have played.
Doesn't sound right.
Football Manager or Pokemon Go?
No. Train Station Simulator.
Oh, this is the greatest game in the history of the world!
Yes, it's pretty good.
It's
great. Pretty good.
It's not pretty good, it's amazing.
It's good for the 2 hours that I played it, to which point I got a bit bored.
I tried so hard to get you 500 viewers by telling everyone you were going to get naked on stream, and it did not work.
Because it's still early access, pork and beans. I think if you played it through on the first scenario, the one that you get to a certain point in the 70s where you're done in the 70s. The one I was doing on my YouTube save on it, I basically did everything you need to do in the 70s by day 6, but it doesn't turn on to the 80s until like day 24. Yeah. So I was literally just watching stuff happen. But then once it gets to the 80s, it gets interesting again, and all the other decades are shorter. So I think there's still stuff they need to add in and a few bits they need to tweak before they do the full release. But the actual nuts and bolts of it as a game, it's awesome. It's theme hospital or theme park, but with trains. What more could anybody want? It's awesome.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd say I pretty much got 2 hours in, and I was like, I don't know, I can't put anything else in it. I'm not making the mistake that you did and just fill the place with tracks and have to remove them all. So I watched you doing that and then have to simultaneously, when you turn over to the 80, you have to take them all out and put them.
I guess the idea is, the reason they've got it set up like that is because they're probably assuming that people aren't going into it having already watched someone else play it.
Yeah.
So they have that amount of time in the 70s to allow you to experiment, make those mistakes, and still have enough money when you hit the 80s to be able to fix your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because the 80s is expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I've not got to the stage where I've got enough trains that I'm missing trains at the minute. I've got 3 tracks, and there's no like, I'm not missing trains anywhere. So I'm like, well, there's no need.
Too efficiently.
Oh, I'm definitely playing it too efficiently.
Ramp the difficulty up.
Maybe. I don't know what I'm annoyed at the fact that where do the security guards go at night? I keep getting mugged in the night.
Have you got them on the night shift pattern?
I've got them on nights. I've got one set on nights. Every time I go on it, it goes off duty. I was like, where is he? I've got him set to like 11 till 6 a.m. I'm like, where are you? Do your job. And he's nowhere there, and I'm getting me vending machines kicked in every night.
Well,
That's a
no,
euphemism,
I
isn't it?
don't have that problem.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's
Sounds
going
like
on.
that's the problem you need to fix. That's why you're trapped in the 70s.
That's what I don't get. I don't get what's going on. I don't get
Move
it
your vending
at all.
machines further away from the doors. If your vending
I'm just going
machines
to take
are
them
right
away.
next to the doors, just stick them the other end of the platform so that they can't just because if your security guard is hanging about down by your benches 30 or 40 yards away from the doors, and you've got your vending machines next to the door so they can literally kick it in from the road and then leg it, that's why they're getting away with it. You need to get your vending machines away from the door.
Yeah, but you make more money at the doors.
Well, just replace them with coffee stands and
I'm just going to replace them all
down by the platforms.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, Pab. Have you ever been to a train station? Do they have vending machines near the door at Manchester train station? No, they don't, do they?
I don't really have any.
Exactly.
Because they're getting kicked in by people like you.
Yeah, you need a Starbucks and a Costa Coffee and a Cafe Nero and all these different shops that inexplicably are all in the same train station.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point.
How many WH Smiths do you have?
All of them. Because they give you information points and I was short on information, I did just dedicate an entire hall just to WH Smith's newspaper stands. I had like 35 newspaper stands all in a row.
You need to go in game and get a selfie in front of all of them now.
Yeah, there are definitely places to get newspapers from in my train station. That is for sure.
See, I tell you what I like. I like the organising stuff when it goes, oh, new timetable. And I go, here we go. Let's get the old mathematics out. Let's see if we can sync this up. So I get
and then you got to match up your buses and your trams to match up your trains.
See, what annoys me is that I can't see them both at the same time.
Yeah, but if you could see them both at the same time, it'd be too easy.
Well, no, I don't want to take
it. Have a pen and paper.
I take a picture of that and I put that on my desk. And I go, right, okay, so he's coming in at 6, the commuter's in there, the City Link is coming in at 11, okay, so then the National's coming in, so he needs to be up there, but then again, I can put him on the tram system, and like, it's like a good 10, 15 minutes I spend, like, just watching it and just sort of observing, seeing what's the most efficient ways to do it. And then I just watch it for like 3 days just on fast forward. Yeah, just watching it go.
It's a glorious thing.
Because at a certain point, like I say, towards the end, I just, like, I can't fill this up anymore at the minute, so I'm just going to just watch it go on and enjoy doing the timetables.
We need to try one of the other scenarios because
I think I will.
There's the shorter time period you play it over, the higher the difficulty. You can start straight in the 90s and stuff later on and do a faster game just in the 90s that takes like 3 hours to play all the way through from start to finish. Because that first campaign is a 9-hour campaign, so.
I did see that.
There's a lot of waiting around, not really doing very much, but all of the others look like they're a bit shorter. But it's going to be a cracking game when it's finished.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'm enjoying it lots. And it's all Anna's fault that the whole world is playing it. The train station simulator's taken over the internet, and it's all Anna's fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because you put that video on and made me interested in it. She was watching Many a True Nerd on YouTube one morning. I was decided to get on with some work and she put this game on and I took an interest in it and had a little look and it was quite good, so I had to go and purchase it and then I streamed it and then I made a series on it and now lots of other people have it and Pork and Beans has got it. And I think if you're listening, Train Station Simulator, when you're going to put old Kev on commission for this one, because now I've scored you at least one sale there.
Yeah.
They should put you in the game as like a guy on the top.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love to be like one of the security guards or something. They all have names. If they want to if they want a security guard, just Kevin Chapman, the security guard, who's got a beard, I would love that.
Be cool.
For me, arrange that.
It probably isn't that hard. I think if we all just tweeted them, they'd probably do it.
Do it.
Was this game not crowdfunded then? Because that could have been one of the perks that your name is.
I think it's in early access still, isn't it? So I don't know.
It's still early access.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's damn good. Damn good.
It is. And Reed's nice as well at $10.99.
Yeah. I didn't. I was you were streaming at the time. It was on sale. Yeah, I did as well. And you were saying right. Who in chat's got it, and I was like, I'm not admitting to him that he's just taught me into buying a game. Like, I've never heard the end of it, so
I don't ever know you're even stream, Pab. You're just skulking there in the background.
No, I just poke my head in every now and again. And then Sheepdog says, like, we're just one shot of a full MGP, and I went, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here.
That was confusing. I'm like messaging you and Anna, and then you both just went, we've been in the chat for like 20 minutes, Sheepdog.
Yeah, I'm in there most nights. I just don't say anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to start behaving.
Yeah, I've seen a few things.
That's the sort of thing that puts me off. I know that Claire's singing in the background. It freaks me out. Like, there's certain times I do vlogs, and I'm just like, I know she's in the living room. I can't talk. We've got a baby gate in our kitchen doorway now, so the kitchen door's permanently open, so she can hear everything I'm saying. She used to put the TV on low when we're doing the podcast. So I don't think she's still there. I think she's got a bed. But it does unsettle me knowing that if I say something or a joke at her expense, she can hear it.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, right. What else have I played? I continue to play Fortnite. Another victory has come this week. Number 12.
Oh, go Team Kev.
Number 12 in the victory. There is a new season.
Good at this game.
Yeah. Yes, it's changed massively since you last played.
Yeah, I put it on yesterday just to have a look at the new map.
I played it a couple of days ago, and it's no different at all.
Did you play it yesterday?
No.
It's changed. Yeah, it changed yesterday. Right. Season 5 came. There is now a desert area, and there is a golf course.
There is.
Yes. Ooh. Yes.
Also, a track, isn't there?
Yes, there's a track, and there are golf carts that you can drive around in. So,
yes, me and Kev watched someone on the YouTube, and they gave us a quick show, didn't they, Kev?
Yes. Can they take passengers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What's that? Vehicles, did you say?
Yeah. Golf carts.
Vehicles.
Yeah.
We need to have another night on this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Preferably before Friday, because I'm going on holiday next week.
We could play after you've gone on holiday.
Your holiday form come in, Sheepdog. I assume you're podcasting from abroad.
I gave it to Pab while you were away.
Did you sign a holiday form for him?
I do. I don't remember anything of the sort, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, because there was radio silence this evening, I went, has he gone on holiday? And I've just forgot.
I think this might go down as an unauthorised absence, Sheepdog.
I'll have to take the bullet and go unpaid.
Well...
Anyway.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He's just, that's it. Out the door. Last thing I've played, came out today, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
That's old game.
Yeah, it's out on Switch today.
That's old game though.
Yeah. Defiance.
Play this, Pab. It's an old game.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a great game though. It's an amazing little game.
Yeah, I played this on the...
I barely touched it on the Switch, on the Wii U. I got it, and then it did my usual thing with Wii U and went, yeah, I'm not really going to play the Wii U. Whereas now playing the Switch. I really like this little game. It's a puzzle game where you've got to find, like, diamonds in each level, and they're all... What was that game? Did you play... Monument Valley. Did you play Monument Valley?
Amazing game.
Yeah, so, you know, it's like these little, like... vignette worlds where you could rotate them around and what have you.
Yeah.
It's like that. So you have these nice little, like, Mario style, like, little box worlds, and you're Captain Toad just wandering around trying to find these diamonds to complete the level. But then you've got to rotate certain things and then, like, rotate the world around to see, like, oh, there's a cave there I can go into. It's a really cool game. It's a really clever game. And it's like, you'd think it was relatively short initially because there's probably about 20 levels on it. But the intricacy, because it starts again, you have to do it again as the female version. Toadette? No, she's actually got a name, but anyway, there's a female that gets kidnapped at the start of the game, and you then got to do it all again with her, but it's much more difficult. So I was thinking to myself, I might actually finish this one. This seems like a game I might actually finish this time. Because it's not just like, I don't know if I'll 100% it, because there's like umpteen different things, like you collect the 3 diamonds, sure, that's one thing, and then there's like a quest that comes after it, like a sub quest in that level, and then there's a find the pixel toad as well. So you can find like a little pixelated toad somewhere in the world. There's like multiple layers to each level to like what you've got to complete. And like I say, I've probably done about 15 levels today already. So I've not 100%ed any, like all of them, but some I have, and I will continue to finish that probably over the next week and see where we get, because it's just a nice, happy, cheery little game. And it might be old, but it's.
I'm just joking.
Oh no! It's not, like I say, it's not a brand new game, and it seems like it is relatively a like-for-like conversion. But there is Super Mario Odyssey levels in it this time. They've put Super Mario levels in. Yeah, so they have updated it a little bit. So I look forward to playing them. But yeah, that is your lot.
Splendid. Any more, or are we moving on to all that other stuff that you lot are waffling about?
I don't think I've got any other stuff personally.
Hooray! I told you, 45 minutes, done.
We're already 55 in, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got 5 minutes to round this out to a nice hour. Has anyone seen that Ant-Man film yet?
No.
Is this forbidden? Oh, officially forbidden. There we go then. It's like Doctor Strange.
I was hoping to go tomorrow, but I don't think I am.
I think I'm going to have to watch it Kev style on Blu-ray in like a year's time at the rate I'm going. I ain't got any money.
You can watch it on the plane.
Would Norwegian airline do that?
No.
Being Norwegian if they did, yeah.
You went to Norway?
No. I don't really get it myself, to be honest. A Norwegian airline is flying me from London to Orlando. It's bizarre. Unless I find
the Orlando in America and not the one in Norway.
Mate, if it is, I don't care anymore. It's all booked.
Got to switch to the plane.
They won't have those pokies you want in Norway.
Okay, I do care. That's probably one issue my insurance wouldn't pay out on either.
I accidentally booked a holiday to Norway. I booked my hotel in Orlando, but my plane takes me to Norway. What are you going to do about it, insurance company?
There isn't a Orlando in Norway. I've just checked.
We just Googled it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're all good.
Splendid. So Ant-Man and the Wasp is officially forbidden. We're not allowed to watch that. And then I guess it becomes comic book o'clock then, unless you've got any TV or movies to talk about, Anna, but I don't think we've really watched anything, have we?
I've watched movies without you because you're never around.
Yeah, but they'll be rubbish because they won't be superhero ones.
Okay, they weren't superheroes. I did watch the Stanford Prison Project, which is quite interesting. It's about a study of prison, what people like to their physiology, and it happened in the 1970s, and a bunch of people took on the roles of prisoners or guards, and it got a bit.
Well, I did about that when I was at uni.
Went a bit wrong.
The guards beat the prisoners, didn't they? Even though they were just normal people, just because they were given power.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like Kev being trying to be the host of the podcast. He just tastes that power and
naturally
becomes a butthead.
This nonsense in order. Should we get the disaster of the last few weeks?
Kevin!
I haven't listened. It might have been incredible. I'm just working on all the hundreds of emails of feedback that I've received.
What, 0?
No, hundreds. Hundreds means lots.
That suggests hundreds of people listen. That's superb.
No, it's just hundreds of people used to listen and scared off.
Yeah.
Phil Mitchell presenting the podcast.
Did you see? I already spoke to you about this actually. The Ross Kemp stuff during the World Cup.
What about it?
It was amazing. His reactions to the goals and just his drunken insanity.
I've only watched him with the sound off. It just looks like a cue ball in his mouth.
I'll text him and say you said that.
I'll text him and say you said that. So, comic books. Anna, are you sticking around?
Might as well. Just
hooray!
shooting.
Excellent stuff. I have been continuing along my merry way through Marvel Unlimited. And because I have had so much comic book reading time recently, I have made it all the way through I'm in the late 90s, and I've made it through about 60 issues of Deadpool, and I'm about 40 of 60 through Black Panther, both by Priest. And his 2 runs on Deadpool and Black Panther from the late 90s are absolutely awesome. So I've done like probably over 100 issues between those 2 series since we last spoke, and everyone should go and read them. They're available in big fat hardbacks as well if you don't have Marvel Unlimited, but they're just awesome. And that I was enjoying them so much, I went to have a look to see what other stuff that he's written. And after these, he basically didn't touch anything at all until he did Deathstroke Rebirth 2 years ago. And I remember thinking it was absolute turd. So I don't know what went wrong with him. He just had this purple patch in the late 90s where everything he touched was awesome. And
did you say purple patch?
Yeah. And then I think he just had a bit of a sit down. And that's it.
You never know, though. He might have gone to DC and it might have just been a bit,
But it doesn't seem like he did anything. It's not like he did loads of stuff that was rubbish. Looking at his Wikipedia page, there's a 20-year gap, and it's not really explained. So perhaps there's more to his story than Wikipedia will tell me. But he just kind of stopped these, and then Deathstroke was his massive comeback. And apparently it's really well reviewed and well received, but I just didn't get what was going on, so I don't really know the characters.
They removed the cotton bud from his nose and brain, and that's it. He lost the ability to write. You said Deathstroke, didn't you?
He did.
I've not read any Deathstroke. That's just what he's been reading.
Yeah, no. They made him not necessarily a goodie, but like, he twists into a lot of different stories. I've not read his comic, but I've read.
I understand more about what's happened with Deathstroke now when I look at how he wrote Deadpool back in the late 90s, because I imagine there's a lot of similarities between the 2 characters, not just because they both wear the same mask, but because they're both sort of tweeners that turn up in all different places and have crossovers with lots of different characters. And they
had a bizarre little arc where he and Kid Flash were working together because Kid Flash had rescued him, which I thought was odd, and he was trying to get involved in the Speed Force for some reason. That was all interesting.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it. That's what I've read. I've been reading those 2.
All those comics I bought at Comic-Con are still sat in a pile. I'm taking them all on holiday. I know that, but equally, I've not touched any paper-based comics. I've only been flicking through my usuals online. I'm ready for Wicked and Divine to just finish. I'm kind of just like...
I'm a couple of issues behind on that at the moment.
Yeah, just want it to end. Now, not in a boring way or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, I get it. They did, the thing with the pictures that they did for, like, I don't know if I mentioned to you, where it just runs through it's a picture from every 90 years for over 1,000 years or something crazy. They did it again in the next edition, and I was like, you did it last one. It's not cool anymore. You've done it already. You might not have seen it yet. Yeah. Trying to wrap it in.
But then they'll stop getting all the monies, and they love the monies.
They can just start doing all the historic ones, can't they? Which is where their true fan monies will come from.
They need to release some more merch.
Did he? Yeah. That's probably one of the few where I don't feel like necessarily, I don't know, maybe if I saw them I'd want to buy them, but like the Saga ones I wanted, and I realised on my way home earlier I could have swung by your house and got that pop vinyl, but I forgot to ask for it.
I need to compare them to see which one's in the most structurally sound box, so I know to give you the bad one.
That had a really cool most recent comic, and I can't wait for the next one to come out. I don't even know when the next one's due, but that was awesome. Pab said he hadn't read it yet because he reads them in bulk.
Yeah, I've not read anything recent. They're popping up on my Comixology, so they're there to read, but I'm basically just saving them up to read in bulk. The only thing I read as soon as it comes out is Giant Days, and Stray Bullets, because they're just both superb. Everything else I wait and read in bulk.
Read up to date on that now, because now seems like a good time to have it.
What, Saga?
Yeah.
I might do. Jamie McElvey's just said, issue 38 done, only 7 left to draw. There you go. It's like he's listening. He's literally completed that right now. So,
Hang on. Wait,
Sheepdog wants me to get this finished off. I better just give him an update, letting him know I've got 7 more issues left to draw.
Oh, Wicked and Divine, you meant? I was like, hang on a minute. Saga's on, like, I didn't really hear the name you said. I was so confused. But yeah. Okay, so
just popped up on the 29 seconds ago. It popped up.
Jesus, but I only just read 37, and I've only just finished drawing 38.
Yeah.
They did say in the what's it called, the end wordy bit, that they were a bit behind schedule. To be fair, but I didn't think they were drawing them month to month.
Poor man's working at 16 minutes to 11 on a Friday night just to satisfy your desire to finish the series.
I realise the
feel bad now.
The comic's going out live. I'll refresh my page.
Yeah, it'll be on stands on Wednesday. Now he's finished drawing it for it. Oh, I was in the pub having a drink. Sheepdog wants me to hurry up and finish it, so I'll go home and do a bit of drawing.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I want it to finish because I'm fed up or anything. I just feel like it's at that point now where I guess my options are they hurry it up, or I just have to go into a 6-month coma so I can read them all and be done. Because it's going to be done at Christmas, isn't it?
That's the plan, I think.
It feels like, I mean, if it got to there and then they flipped it and something else happened and suddenly they were going to do another 60, I'd be pleased and equally a bit like, I was excited. I'm excited that it's nearly done.
That's all right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I've let him know you're
I've just seen I had 2% battery left and receiving that notification knocked me down to 1%.
Good. There you go. And hopefully you can have a nice little chat about him and tell him to forget tweeting and get on with issue 39.
I might do that. I might just say less tweets, more scribbling.
What have you been reading, Pork and Beans?
Well, I hate to say you're right again,
but I usually am, aren't I?
Yeah. This Black Magic book.
It's good, isn't it?
Uh-huh. So
I've
last
still
week,
got volume 2 sat in.
So last week I mentioned Sheepdog that I read volume 1 last Thursday and Friday over 2 days. I had not even finished issue 3, and I'd already ordered volume 2 and finished that over the weekend.
You can't go wrong with Greg Rucka and Nicholas Sparks.
It is unbelievable.
On Wonder Woman, and this is
amazing.
I have volume 2 in my hands right now that I need to just crack on and
read. To read it. I read it over the weekend, last weekend. And it's just superb. I said this to Sheepdog last weekend. The artwork is unreal. It is just stunning. It's like a charcoal drawing. Most of it. It's just so cool. And
this is why they had to put this on hiatus for a year so she could draw Wonder Woman, because there's just no way you can draw 2 issues a month when you're drawing at that quality.
Yeah, it is incredibly detailed, and like I say, it's like there's nothing else that I've seen in this much, like, drawn into this much detail, and it's just brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant, and Volume 2 pushes the story on from the end of Volume 1, where there's this whole big, like, hell sort of thing, isn't there? The end of Volume, but you don't remember that now, do you? Because it came out like over a year ago. Yeah. Yeah, this is good for me because I read it, like, back to back. And it pushes that on to... Because initially, I think the first issue in this volume is a story on her youth and her coming of age sort of thing, which is good. It's a bit of a backstory to it. And actually, I can't really spoil it for you now. I'm not going to. I'm just saying.
Drive up there and paint your wagon.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need that. I do not need that now. But yeah, go and read that. Read that one, everybody. Go and read that. It's superb. What else have I read? I've read this week as well, Reborn, Book 1, by Mark Miller. Do you know who Mark Miller is?
I do. He's done
I've
some
heard of
Batman
him.
stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done all sorts of stuff. I know he's got a bit of a mixed reception, but everything I've read of him, it seems pretty damn cool. So this book is about. It starts off with this old person this old lady who's her husband gets shot by a sniper, like some maniac sniper terrorist, when they were much younger, and she's like telling that the story sort of thing of like her husband died, her father died tragically from something else, her mother died because of whatever else it was the sadness of losing her father and what have you, and then it eventually comes to like where she dies, and she is reborn into this like fantasy world, where it's like when you die, you go to this fantasy world, and the life you've lived is just like a practice run, and if you're good, you are in like the good realm sort of thing. If you're bad, you go into like the bad realm, and in this world, the bad realm is slowly but surely edging up on the good realm, trying to take over it. And the girl is like the chosen one, because she seems to have been like the ultimate good person, so to speak, in this world. Of she is very selfless, and in the previous life, she was very selfless and only thought of others and what have you. So she's become like this like hero that this town's been looking for, and she's reborn at like 25 or something like that, and she immediately finds the dad. She finds the dad immediately, and he was reborn at 3, and he's been living in this world since he was a 3-year-old, and he's like 40s now or whatever he is. And I don't know what it is. This book is cool. I read it pretty damn quick this week. Normally it takes me a while to get through a full volume of a book. And it seems
I'm investigating it now.
I don't know what this guy is, right? Because like I say, I hear a lot of mixed things about this guy. But everything I've read of it,
Wikipedia page, and it turns out Batman's just about the only character from any company he's never written. So Kev did another Nebworth Road.
Yeah,
he wrote Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I know he's written a lot of stuff, and I know a lot of people you either love him or you hate him. But everything I've read of his, I have really enjoyed. And to me, it's called Book 1, which makes you think maybe there's more book to it. But it kind of wraps up at the end of this book, so it could be a one and done sort of thing, which I'm not bothered about at all, because I'm happy with that. That it's a really good story, a really good read, and interesting, different, let's say. But yeah, I would recommend that one as well. That's another good book, and another one off my list. I'm nearly through all of my reading pile that I bought from Comic-Con. I think I've got 2 more books to read, and then I can start going into my digital that I've spent quite a bit of money on in sales recently. Yep, indeed. But to be fair, I've saved a lot of money as well. I may have spent a lot of money, but I've also saved probably hundreds compared to buying them physical. So, swings and roundabouts. That's a lot, folks.
Is that you ending the podcast? Are we done? Can I go home?
Yeah.
Splendid. No. Well, I think I'm tempted to let Pab do the outro as Sheepdog crashed the intro. Pab should be the outro man.
No, I don't do any of it.
All this
Sheepdog does it all. Sheepdog does it all.
No, Sheepdog will make a pig's ear of it. You've met
I
Sheepdog.
did not. I.
Go on, let's hear your attempt at it then.
I just mimicked what you said, to be fair.
And what do I say, Mr. Smarty Pants?
Did you know you can find us at MG UK Podcast?
Where? On what platform, Sheepdog? You haven't even told me what platform to look at.
On Twitter.
Thank you.
We also have a Facebook group, Mature Gamer Podcast.
Good attempt. It's a page.
It's a group.
It's a page.
It's a group.
It's a page.
It's a group.
It's definitely a page. I'm looking at it right now. I assure you, it's a page.
What the hell's a group on Facebook then?
A group is something different.
Well, why don't we have a group?
Because we've never set one up. Do you want a group?
Yeah.
My pages for my YouTube channels have groups attached to them, but the podcast page doesn't have a group. But I can add a group right now.
You blooming well should.
I'm on it right now, adding a group.
No wonder nobody chats. I did a roll call.
There's no way for them to chat. It's purely for us to broadcast out to them.
Outrageous. I always wondered. Midlife Gamer get more people chatting in theirs, and they've not done an episode in
a group, maybe
25 years. Well, that explains it, doesn't it? I've been telling people to go to.
You're an idiot.
You need to learn how to use Facebook, sir.
I don't want a group for this. We had a forum. How did that work?
Chinese people stole it.
Exactly. There you go. We've now got a group, and you're in it. So
What, the listener or me? Are you talking to the royal me or?
Doug. No, you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm going to give you admin rights because I'm nice like that.
This is also a member.
Facebook, doing it on the fly, doesn't know how to use Facebook.
Very good. Well, I expect that to have 100 members by tomorrow.
It should do. It's if you just go to Mature Gamer or MGP on Facebook, then you can join the group from there because it's linked to the Facebook page. So that 550 of you who already like the page can now join the group and interact with Sheepdog on there.
We also rather extensively talked about your YouTube channel at the end of last week's.
Yeah, we did.
I did say to Pab, I don't think Kev really needs our endorsements to help him get more subscribers, but we carried on.
You did tick over to 50,000 this week, so I think that might have helped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be what did it.
Yeah, definitely.
We were going through it all. We told everyone where to find you on Twitter, where to find you on the tube.
What? The tube?
Yeah, the tube. That's what the cool kids call it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I see. And where can they find me on the tube? See if you know this.
Well, you've got several channels. You've got
Name one of them.
Kevin Chapman.
One of them.
You've got your channel just called Kevin Chapman. You've got Lelujo. It's not Lelujo FM anymore, is it?
Correct. It hasn't been for nearly 2 years.
Yeah. And you've got Through Andy's Eyes, which is obviously Andy's channel.
Yes, his channel. That's
Anna does have one. I can't remember what it's called. She doesn't use it. Yeah. You haven't got more than those.
I've got Lelujo Wrestling as well.
Oh yeah. I forgot about you.
Get used. Plus, I've got the Lazy Students Guide that exists.
Oh yeah, but that's David Chapman though, isn't it? It belongs to him.
Well, they've kind of merged now. The two Chapmans have combined.
What's like Devin?
Who's Ultra Chapman?
Devin.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But yeah, I follow your stuff. You know I do. I'll have you know, I turned up into your blooming train simulator stream like a friggin' manna from the gods. I got you up to 80 people in there. Then I shoved a $5 on the table and slid it towards you, and everybody else went oh, and got a $5 out and slid it towards you too with their Amazon subscriptions. I left that stream thinking anyone who thinks for a moment is going to think we planned that, because yeah, that was insane.
Whatever.
You had like 15 people just hit the Amazon Prime subscription button.
That happens every time I stream.
But not immediately after I did it. Everyone started a tidal wave of it. It was funny.
Yeah, you always have to have one person to remind everyone it exists.
Exactly.
So I don't feel right doing the sales pitch until someone's actually done it. Then as soon as they've done it, I do the sales pitch.
That's why the second I got it up, I decided to the numbers. I mean,
this story ends. It's me.
The second the subscribers started,
and she was pregnant.
Yeah. Anyway. When's that due for renewal? How long ago was that? Do I need to do subscribe again? You should track these things.
Aren't we? Not pregnant people.
Sorry.
I don't know. Any time now. You should just check twice a day.
I'll have a look.
Good boy. We are still doing the podcast at the moment, so I will end things off by just telling people to we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Yeah, have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.